You're not burnt out. Your job just sucks. And I don't even mean that in a dramatic quit your job tomorrow type of way. No. I mean, a lot of us are genuinely exhausted because the modern work setup is low-key unnatural. You wake up, you stare at pixels for 8 hours, then spend the remaining 2 days of the week trying to suck any amount of dopamine possible out of life like a vacuum cleaner. And the worst part is, we've been trained to think that if we're tired or miserable or checked out, that means we're failing. But what if you're not failing? What if the environment is just bad? You know, there's this saying that says every American is a temporarily embarrassed millionaire. And honestly, that shit rings true, bro. I mean, we grew up being told we could be anything. I mean, okay, let's be honest, back then it was astronauts and now it's Jake Paul for Gen Z glue eaters, myself included. But we grew up being told we could be anything. Well-meaning parents, movies, school, motivational posters, some guy named Gary who sells courses. And the harsh reality is, most of us didn't become astronauts or NBA players. We all became professional email responders. And that's not all bad. But it can feel like your soul is being gently microwaved. So here's the black pill. I still believe hard work matters, but the uncomfortable truth is, hard work isn't guaranteed to pay off. A lot of it is tied to where you landed in the lottery of life. Your upbringing, your health, your personality, your timing, your network, your city. And people hate hearing that because it breaks the fantasy. It undoes the programming. But here's the positive spin. Life isn't just pure lottery. It's more like, let's say, it's more like a card game. You can be dealt a bad hand and still play it well, bro. And someone can be dealt a good hand and still fumble that shit. So yeah, your circumstances matter, but you still have more control than you may think. Just not as much as motivational TikTok pretends. A lot of burnout isn't about too much work. It's pointless work, unclear expectations, you got your fake urgency in the office, constant context switching. No matter what room you're in, you gotta be a slightly different person, you gotta read the room, you gotta know what to do, you gotta pretend to care, and being watched like you're in a corporate zoo. Shout out to George Orwell, or is that 1984? One of the conservative slop books. Your job is basically, can you pretend the spreadsheet is important for 40 years? And that's why you're tired. Not because you're weak, but because you're human. So you gotta stop make everything a crisis. This part is for the anxious overachievers out there. Some of y'all wake up and your cortisol is already doing parkour. Every email feels like a crisis. The Titanic is sinking. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. Chicken Little ass motherfuckers. Every meeting feels like a trial. Every small mistake feels like your entire career is collapsing. Bruh. When you leave work, it'll be there when you get back, I promise you. Most things in corporate are not emergencies. They just feel like emergencies because people are bored and need a little bit of drama in their life because their husband ain't hitting it right. No, I'm just trolling. Sorry about that. I need to calm down. Okay. Embrace the boring days. Now I'm gonna read something I fully agree with. Stop romanticizing the grind and just do the boring work. The boring email, the boring edit, the boring follow-up. The boring Tuesday where nothing exciting happens but you move the needle 1%. Stack enough boring days and one morning you wake up and your life is unrecognizable. Kind of like the gym. I'm a little bit of a meathead myself. But that's the real grind, man. Not screaming in your car about hustle culture, just doing the boring thing consistently. And the other part is also true. Rest is not a reward for finishing your work. Rest is the foundation that allows you to work at all. If you treat rest like dessert, you're gonna burn out permanently. Sometimes, just to be honest, hopefully you don't look down at me for saying this, but you need to embrace a little bit of goy slop. And I mean that lovingly, kitty. Sometimes you need to go down the rabbit hole of something completely unserious, like clavicular getting brutally frame-mogged by an ASU frat leader. Actually, that's one of the more important things in the timeline lately. Anyways, because you need to remind yourself that none of this is that deep. Work is not your identity. It's just the thing funding your life. So here's my real point. Yeah, participate in the system, but be aware of it. Don't spend all your energy at work so that when you get home, you just eat your slop, lay down, and get fucking fat. Because then you wake up and your entire life becomes work, recovery, etc., etc., etc. And you never actually live. The real win is do your job well, stay strategic, protect your energy, and don't take it too seriously. Grinding is about showing up. Just like going to the gym, half the battle is putting your shoes on. Grinding is also just about being ready when the opportunity appears, whether that opportunity is inside corporate or outside it. So if you're feeling burnt out lately, you might not be broken. You might just be stuck in a system that's designed to drain you. So slow down, take a deep breath, stop making everything a crisis, and remember, your job is part of your life, not your whole life. By the way, if you like this video, subscribe, and if your job sucks, just know you're not alone. So yeah.